Hello, everyone. My name is Imelda Jatirman, and I'm honored to be able to give my presentation of my research about normalizing piety through modesty, fashion, and social media here at UW-Madison. So let's start. Map of Indonesia. Since 1991, legal requirements and social expectations about wearing hijab have changed dramatically in many locations in Indonesia. Michael Buehler in 2016, in his research, demonstrates that out of 34 states in Indonesia, there are 6 clusters where Sharia-adopted regulations are most likely to exist and flourish. These provinces are Aceh, West Java, East Java, West Sumatra, South Kalimantan, and South Sulawesi. 287 out of a total of 443 Sharia adopted regulations are found in these provinces, with West Java having the most Sharia adopted regulations with 85 listed regulations. These provinces are also the most populated provinces in Indonesia. One of the Sharia law implemented in these provinces is the compulsory veiling for Muslim women. Any Muslim woman who lives within the perimeter must dress according to the rules. Students who fail to comply are given oral or written notices, a prohibition to attend school, and in the most extreme cases, school expulsion. People who work in government also need to adhere to the regulations, otherwise they are not able to work in the offices anymore. As for society in general, people who violate these terms are subject to disciplinary punishment such as oral notice or prevented from engaging in any form of government business. In some cases, other sanctions based on local traditional ethics and rules are applied. Even where government regulations do not stipulate it, in some other places in Indonesia, where veil wearing is not compulsory, social pressure plays an important part in creating an incentive for women to begin wearing the veil. For example, when a family decides to send their children to Islamic school, it is expected that their parents will also wear Islamic clothing. Another example of society playing a part in pressuring women to start wearing veils was at the Universitas Indonesia in 2009, when young women distributed free headscarves during Ramadan for Wear the Hijab campaign. In the years since, veiling has become an important expression of piety, even more so, because many more provinces have adopted Sharia laws that require women to wear hijab. In some, this has been a social change that is prevalent even when Indonesia is a secular state. In this paper, I am interested in examining the dialogue between women who decide to cover themselves. What is a hijab? What is the correct way to wear one? If a woman decides to wear the hijab, what are her reasons? What influences these women? Is there a bigger change that is happening in both young and old lives in the last decade that has not been acknowledged? What happens to women after they begin to wear hijab? Is there more expected of them? Does wearing hijab elevate women's status as Muslim or change women's experiences of self or belonging? To answer these questions, it is important to see hijab wearing as part of a larger social trend toward piety that has arisen especially since the fall of Suharto's 32 years dictatorship. I argue women's decisions to veil has been largely voluntary, but shaped by social pressures that can be quite extreme, and accelerated by the fast pace of social media circulation in Indonesia. Instagram celebrities post pictures in which they are wearing Muslim approved clothing and ask their followers to similarly cover themselves. During my research, I also found that most scholars pervasively treated hijab and fashion discourse as something outside the local rituals. For some Muslim women, the idea of covering their hair and certain parts of their bodies is not, however, due solely to their fear of reprisals on social media by the elders or other pious Muslims. Women choose to wear a veil not only because of personal preference, but also because by failing, they create a safe space to protect themselves from misperceptions that may occur. This concept is probably hard to understand from a non-Muslim perspective since the idea of a woman wearing veil seems to be not ideal as it represents as one form of women repression for some. For Indonesian Muslim women, veiling may or may not come voluntarily. For those who veil because of the legal punishment that may occur, the practice of self-expression is denied by their environment. I started my research on this project with the framework of questioning Indonesian women on their decision to wear the veil. More and more people wear hijab in public places. There must have been a strong influence that persuaded women to change their outer appearances so completely. I decided to work with social media consisting of YouTube and Instagram sources as my data. Social media serves as an outlet for people to share their beliefs through captions and pictures for the public to see. Each posting attracts both followers and interlopers to comment on how the captions and pictures represent or conflict with their views. Some postings generate positive comment. However, it is unavoidable that strong negative comments to each post exist as well. This freedom of people commenting on other people's lives, especially responding to Instagram celebrity, is an important source for tracking social attitudes. The comments are not staged, they do not change their perspectives with the appearance of the ethnographer. Comments also help and shape the next comment from other people on the post. Celebrities who set their Instagram to public can be seen by anyone who follows them. Consequently, celebrities will get fast responses from their followers for everything they do and show them on a daily basis, and they cannot control the comments even if they are negative responses. The fast pace of social media can help us to understand contemporary conversation among Indonesians in all aspects of life, from current world affairs to Islamic ritual. My presentation consists of a virtual ethnography of an Indonesian actress and an Instagram influencer, Laudia Cynthia Bella. She has an outstanding 32.9 million followers. She has played in 21 movies since 2004 and only in December 2014 decided to wear hijab. Fortunately, for my purposes, the time she decided to wear hijab in December 2014 was captured in her Instagram account and generated 53,000 likes and 1,600 comments. The posting also coincided with her departure to do the smaller pilgrimage called Umrah in Mecca and Medina. In this section of my paper, I examined the comments she generated when she first decided to wear a hijab. By Indonesian standards, Lodi Cynthia Bella is already beautiful even without the hijab. Based on Instagram comments in her pre-hijab days, the comments are all about her light skin, baby face looks, perfectly shaped nose, and her natural poise in each picture that she posted on Instagram. However, the comments diverged when she decided to wear veil. From this point on, her natural beauty was no longer enough. Rather, it is clear she is considered more beautiful because of the hijab. Compliments for Bella being beautiful before were apparent in 181 comments, while the few that she became more beautiful because of the hijab were somewhat higher at 231 comments. Other comments were simply relying to Bella's grading and appreciating Bella's works on her previous movies. Although there were small numbers of people who commented and expressed their dissatisfaction to Bella's post, the outcome did not seem to be significant for Bella's followers. For women who care more about their appearance, the expectation for people complimenting their looks in social media is important since social media shapes how other people think about you. The number of likes and comments generated in each post is anticipated, and one cannot deny the sense of pride for each positive comment, especially about their looks. Now that the trend is to look both beautiful and pious at the same time, women have become interested in being just like the favorite celebrity they see every day in their social media timeline. Bella, with her trendy, modest fashion, invites many positive comments of more beautiful, not only because she is physically beautiful, but also suggesting that she is now beautiful outside and inside. While beautiful outside comes from physical appearance, beautiful inside is a term coined for how Bella has successfully integrated her piety into her everyday look. With 32.9 million followers and growing in her Instagram account, Bella, like other celebrities, has seized her moment of fame. In addition to her work as a movie star, she also holds a couple other businesses which are mentioned in her Instagram biodata. Two of the businesses directly connect to her piety. She initiates the brand L by Lodi Cynthia Bella to promote modest fashion products, notably headscarves, long tunics, long sleeve tops, modest dresses that cater not only to veiled women but also to women in general. In this way, Bella promotes modesty and fashion that attracts women in general and also the young women who play with their social media and wearable technology in daily life. Although modest fashion invites criticism, prominent young and fashionable Islamic figures help to break down visual barriers in both the Muslim world and non-Muslim world. Modest fashion as the expression of aesthetic for its wearers are now booming. When Jones conducted her research in 2003, Islamic dress was still categorized as backwards. Today, however, according to Raina Lewis, the modest fashion trend promoted by designers, bloggers, and Instagram celebrities has brought attention to fashion into the mainstream. This younger generation, who has grown up with Islamic culture, can now express their identity with a fast paced and stylish fashion culture and given rise to a booming modest fashion industry. Instagram is a successful outlet for closing the gap between celebrity and common people. As long as one's Instagram account is set to public, anyone has access to seeing the everyday lives of their favorite celebrity, to the point where one wishes to dress exactly like their favorite superstar. Instagram helps them by providing a tagging system where one can tag the clothes brand in their pictures to make it easier for their followers to purchase similar outfit. Just like other social media influencers, Bella took this chance by creating her own brand and advertises the brand in her account. In this way, everyone has a way to be beautiful, a beauty that emphasizes the hijab just like Laude Cynthia Bella. It is just one click away. Modest fashion through social media brings entrepreneurs and Instagram celebrities together with the younger generation and creates a widespread new phenomenon of the voluntary determination to wear the veil without having to be pressured by the elders or by other sectors of society. Social media works at such tremendous pace that it is simply impossible to ignore its influence in today's world. I argue women's decision to veil is largely voluntary but shaped by social pressure that can be quite extreme and accelerated by the fast pace of social media circulation in Indonesia. I also argue that women's participation in becoming more pious is influenced by the overwhelming Islamic nature of their environment, which includes pronouncement by various Islamic clerics and social media influencers and the liminality of seminal religious rituals. Thus, I hope to show in this paper that there is a profound change through social media and the collective identity of young Muslim women by being exposed to Instagram and YouTube and allow ordinary people to converse, to complement, to promote one another, to promote brands, to make a career, and to even to attack or to stalk the person they follow. Celebrities and social media influencers are using these two platforms in social media to promote their brands and their values. Indonesia, as the country that recorded the largest growth, doubling in size of Instagram users from 22 million in 2016 to 45 million in 2017, it is impossible to ignore the influence of social media in a country where 76 million of its people are able to access internet. It is not difficult, however, to hypothesize that social media has a strong influence on social practice and behavior. Through close examinations of Laude Cynthia Bella's moment of wearing hijab in 2014, I can see that social media played a significant part in influencing young women to veil and how to veil. Two interesting comments frequently repeated that veiling more beautiful and that it led to the state of istiqamah or steadfastness. Jones argued that by the law of nature, women live for the need to look beautiful. For Bella's followers, it is important for them to highlight that beauty is no longer just physical appearance, but also inner appearance, which is represented by modesty. Thus, the celebrities that I followed received comments that wearing the hijab made them more beautiful in the pictures they posted on Instagrams. The comments of pushing the recent veil wearer to be istiqamah is apparently common in Indonesian society. One must keep their piety intact once they decided to veil. There is no room for trial and error when it comes to modest dressing. This paper tries to explain how social pressure contributes to a rampant change in thinking about the collective identity of Indonesian Muslim women. My research shows that there is a constant conversation in social media in Indonesia that attracts young women to wearing veils. It is impossible to deny the influence of social media on young women in Indonesia. This change has resulted in a normalized act of displaying piety by the majority. As the social media is increasingly overwhelmed by a homogenizing message reflecting specific Islamic value and performative practices, Indonesian women Major consumer of the sites will be increasingly influenced to perform piety in their dress and will voluntarily conform to wearing the veil. This then leads to the next question. What will happen to the secular society of Indonesia? Thank you. And even Duolingo apps now put a hijab wearer characters over their application. So, all right, see you tomorrow.